All right, the congressman on the line. Is that Congressman Hanna? Yes, it is. All right, Congressman Richard Hanna, we have him now. Good morning, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
So right off the bat, I had a caller come and ask if phrase it for me. If Donald Trump were a Democrat, would you be voting for him then?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
it's not about the party. You know what? I would prefer that the Republican Party had a candidate.
Yeah.
Somebody who actually understood the issues, wasn't so vitriolic, didn't try to insult his way to the top. And you know what else? I'm not alone. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people around the country who are in the Republican Party who are so disappointed in this race and in this candidate that there are more every day. And no, he's unqualified in every way. He's offended just about every classification of person in this country in one way or another. And, the list is endless. That and the fact that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
So my question to that person would be, what is there about Donald Trump that makes you think he can be president of the United States?
Yeah.
The most, the man with more power than any other person in the world.
I'm going to ask you.
You mentioned, Congressman, the vitriolic language that he uses. For the first time, I think that anyone can remember, Trump was out yesterday saying, regrets, I've made a few. Or mistakes, I've made a few. I have some regrets.
Sinatra now.
And I don't, I feel bad that I've kind of said some nasty things and I've he used the word personal pain to some people.
Yep.
If he continues to change his tune, would that influence you at all?
Of course not. I mean, how many times do you have to hear something to believe it's part of somebody's core belief system? This man is proven to me one thing, that he's completely self-involved, narcissistic, and will say and do anything to get what he wants. And that's his life story.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the bankruptcies in New Jersey and the people that he left behind there. Little people, people, contractors, builders. I heard a story about a guy he owed $95 to yesterday in New Jersey when he went bankrupt for a gift basket. They're endless.
Yeah.
So, no, it's about the man's character, and it doesn't. I don't think you can't change that. He's 70 years old, and the idea that you can game an election like that just by saying one thing one day and something different the next day is dishonest at its core. But more than that, it assumes the American people have the memory of a nanosecond.
Yeah.
That he didn't offend me one day, but he did the day before, and all of a sudden all is forgiven. That's ridiculous.
They really those that have attacked Hillary Clinton have done a great job. And she's done a great job of being caught in many different lies and
sure,
that sort of thing.
Sure. And if you look at if you really want to do your homework and you're not some ideologue who's going to vote for somebody as angry as you are, no matter what,
right,
you could look and you could find out that the number of missteps and lies that they've both taken, and it's substantial, is for her in the low double digits in the 20s or 30s, and for him, it's in the 60-70% range.
Right.
If you just go to fact checker, don't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's not about the party. It's about who do you want to run this country? Who do you want to be out there to protect our children's future and our future? And I get it. I realize there's a $19 trillion debt, et cetera, et cetera. But if you look at their economic plans, his score is worse than hers. It's not. These are big issues, complicated issues, and you can be mad at the government and be upset with your own circumstances and blame the government. But the truth is, you want to look for someone with real solutions, experience, knowledge, and you may not like Hillary Clinton, and a lot of people don't, and I have deep concerns myself. But when you juxtaposition her against Donald Trump, there's no contest.
Yeah,
he's incompetent.
You had protesters and demonstrators, I guess we'll call them. You had demonstrators that were against you and your decision, saying that you turned your back on the Republican Party, and
which I have not. I mean, I have a good record on fiscal policy. I've I've voted against Obamacare multiple times, and we have a great record on those core beliefs, which made me join the Republican Party to begin with. The things I'm not aligned with are things that have changed about the party. It used to have a libertarian arm. That seems to be gone now. It's become sanctimonious and judgmental. Women's health care and gay rights, things that don't affect people, and I think a woman has a right to choose for herself, and I think it's a very terrible choice to make. But things like that. But people can argue if they want to, but like those protesters, there were 6, maybe 8 people pro Trump, pro Claudia, and then 2 to 3 days later there were 70 maybe people who supported, from all parties and persuasions, supported my decision.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, in the district, it has been overwhelmingly positive. It started out negative, but as time has grown and people have had a chance to watch this man become unhinged, more and more people realize that whether they like the choices or not, the only practical choice, we only have 2, incidentally, unless you want to throw your vote away, is Mrs. Clinton.
All right, I want you to sit tight just for a second, if you don't mind. We're talking to Congressman Richard Hanna. I have to take a very, very quick break, and we will we'll come right back and continue